showcase presentation for the UNL School of Computing Smart Health Assistant project. Now, for a little bit of background, the sponsor that we worked with for this project is the Systems Biology and Biomedical Informatics Lab here at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. And the lab conducts research on areas like machine learning, computational biology, and a lot of other areas as well. And their current focus is on understanding the behavioral and physiological patterns that contribute to obesity and metabolic diseases. And the lab sought out the senior design program, hoping that we can develop an app that can collect and aggregate a lot of different health data.
Moving on to our stakeholders, our main sponsor was Professor Sway. She's an associate professor here at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, also works with the SBBI lab. Our faculty, our staff, and our coach, our project manager was Roland Medajim, our tribe lead, Shutri Bowman, and our coach, Jared Brosius. They gave us a lot of support on this project, and we would not have been able to be as successful without them. Moving on to our team, I'm Jacob Walter. I was the squad lead and the project manager. I'm also senior in computer science. My partner, Zoe Kirchel, was the dev manager, junior in software engineering. The rest of our team, Braden Larson, a junior in software engineering, Owen Addison, another junior in software engineering, Aiden Macchiovicchio was a junior in computer science, and then we had a sixth, James Cover. He was a senior data science, but he graduated that semester, leaving us with five people for this semester.
Yep, and before we can dive into the solution, let's talk about why we developed the project. So over the years, obesity has become a major issue in America, with over 40% falling under the classification. And while there are a lot of existing solutions, a lot of them fail to overcome that burden of manual input. So having to enter in your meal every single time and having to remember the calories and just remember to keep track of that can cause a lot of users to stop using it. And it also doesn't paint the full picture of your health information and your stats. What does the data mean? Why is it being collected? And how does this contribute to my overall health? And this problem poses an opportunity. How can we utilize artificial intelligence to monitor health data in a way that has passive tracking and preemptive insights?
Yeah, so moving on to our solution. Like we said before, we wanted to have people allow them to track their diet. And the main thing that we found with people not sticking to a diet, not tracking properly, is that it's hard to actually input every single thing you've eaten and every single thing that you're going to eat like manually throughout one of these apps or write it down. So as you can see on our left, we have a total calorie breakdown with all of your macronutrients. If you click on add meal, it will take you to this middle page where you can either input a text or just a quick picture of whatever meal you have, put the day and then whatever type it is, and then you'll analyze it using our AI model, which will give a detailed breakdown of your total calories, your total macro and micronutrients, along with a detailed breakdown of everything that the AI model saw. So if you see, let's say your burrito you know is more calories, you can go in and implement that, or the amount of quantity. So it's just an easier way for people to track however many calories and how much macro and micronutrients. Just really lower those barriers of entry to be able to stick to a diet properly.
Yeah, and another goal we had for this project is to provide a centralized hub of many different health metrics. And so this activity page is kind of the home area where you can see all of your daily activity, including physical activities such as steps, your heart rate, how much calories you've burned, including your active and your basal. And we also track the sleep data. So this includes how much you were awake in your sleep, how much sleep was light, deep, and REM, to give some good insights on that. We do also collect location data and screen time in hopes of being able to see, are there unknown patterns, are there unknown contributors and factors to metabolic diseases and obesity that we just haven't uncovered yet? How can we ensure that we are covering all of the bases and make sure that the AI insights can be the best that they possibly can be?
So moving on to our last thing, personalized summaries. This is a really cool thing that we can do now with AI. As you've seen in the past few slides, we collect a lot of the diet and a lot of the activity. So we can bundle those all up together and then throw it into our AI model, and it will return a daily summary or a weekly summary saying it can use your health and your data to see, it's like, oh, you've had this many calories. Maybe you're not on the right track of you're eating too many calories, or you need to up your protein, or you're not taking as many steps as you need to. And it can really just give you a nudge in the right track of keeping your health to be on the right track of where you want to be in your health journey, and really see like what you're doing well and what you need to be working on. And then moving on to our value and our highlights, the main value we delivered to our sponsor, we developed a fully functional mobile health app that gives users an intelligent, all-in-one platform for tracking their nutrition and their physical activity. Another value we did is we gave a working prototype that the sponsor can use within our cohort to get real-world data and insights. And then one of the things that we wanted to highlight is we created a full Flutter mobile application with full integration into AWS using Lambda, Bedrock, and S3, in which none of us had worked on either mobile applications, and we had very little AWS before this project.
Yeah, so we learned a lot of technical skills throughout this project, but beyond that, we learned how to work like a real software team. We were able to run meetings proficiently where we could come in with a clear agenda and leave the room with defined, clear requirements that are expected for us and guided us throughout the entire project. We also learned how to overcome scope creep. This is one of those projects where you can add a ton of really cool features, but we had to make sure that we stayed on track and learn how to professionally redirect ourselves back onto the path of success. And then to accompany that, we had to identify our core features. What are the things that need to be done, and we need to stick to that. Beyond everything else, we need to make sure that these get done. And then this also meant having to have honest and direct conversations with our sponsor, which was a challenge at first, but once we overcame that, it very, very much helped. And then most importantly, we grew as a team. We got better at dividing work, holding each other accountable, and making tough decisions together. It was amazing to watch our team go from scrambling to have our kickoff meeting to being a well-rounded and overall successful team at the end of it. And then these are skills that will carry forward into the rest of our careers. And now we just want to say thank you to everyone for coming to our presentation, but most importantly, we want to thank our sponsor, Dr. Sway,